here.
They are definitely open.
Rapid Ingress.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We are back with Rapid Ingress in the studio.
Yeah, it's nice doing it here again. You finally get to make use of all this behind us
Behind you.
that you can't see.
Why is it blue behind you?
Why is it blue? We have lights.
You're in the warp.
I'm in the warp? Makes sense. We're going to talk about Thousand Suns.
Yeah, Thousand Suns first, so we have to put the blue there. What was I going to say? Yeah. Are you ready to talk about some stuff and get mad?
I'm not going to get mad. Well, yes, I am going to get mad.
Are we on the same page with these things this time, or?
There's probably 2 or 3 we're different on.
Okay.
At least 2 or 3.
Okay. Before starting, I'm going to say what do we have to say? Any housekeeping stuff that we need to talk about before we start? Or are we good to go right into it?
I think we're good to go right away. I can't think of much.
I can say one thing. These Baron of Dice, our official dice. We keep getting more from Baron of Dice. They're amazing, right? You like them.
Oh, I love them. Everybody else, well, not complains, but I don't know. They're all great. I love them.
People are crazy. These are nice. Baron of Dice are an amazing company, and we made these together. We took a little bit of time to make them out because we wanted to have something that's not shiny on our dice cam for our battle reports.
Yeah.
And these work really well. We're going to be getting another pad in the background. It's going to be black, so it's going to be even. These are going to pop out even nicer. And where's my red ones? Yeah, Kevin wants his red ones. Order them.
I got to order my cream one still.
Can you see that? Is that in frame? I mean, in focus. There you go.
Yeah, scan that.
Scan that. It'll take you right to the thing, and they are on the page. They're called official NKG dice, Northern Knights Gaming dice, and they're really good. It's what we use on the channel. We're going to record today. We're doing a Monday night matchup. They're going to be on there officially for the first time, and we're going to have a little commercial for it as we got to shill the dice. It's fun. If you like collecting dice, just help out the channel. Support. We always appreciate it. And again, if you're in the Toronto area or are willing to drive to the studio, we can always order these here. You get free shipping, and then you can come pick them up, of course, just to help you guys out if you're in the area. Now, on to the good stuff. Are you ready?
Oh, do I get to complain about Thousand Suns?
Yes. So we're going to have a little rule today. We're doing Rapid Ingress. You got the 4 minutes. If we go over anything, if we can talk over for about a minute after it's done, and then we get whoever keeps talking gets a red card and shot with a Nerf gun.
Can it be the Gallahorn?
Sure. Too bad Kevin's not here to just shoot you automatically when.
Yeah, imagine he was
when
just
you go
off screen
over.
there. He has a clock just ready to go. Oh, exactly 1 second, bang.
He's like timing it. He's like, 59, 58, boom. Anthony just gets a Nerf in the middle of his forehead. Okay.
I can never stop talking.
Thousand Suns.
So.
They came out. I love it. It's my army. It's one of my main armies.
One of your main armies, yes.
I'm very excited.
They aren't, I don't know if they're not as powerful as before, but they're very different from before. they're very different.
I'm just laughing because Kevin said he would shoot you with the airsoft, not the Nerf gun.
Airsoft, yeah.
That would hurt.
And then he'll go one step up from there, a real one.
Oh no, can't show that on YouTube.
Anyway, yes, Thousand Suns, their go phase, if you're playing Grand Cabal, went from all game to 1 turn effectively.
Yeah.
But they have a lot of things to kind of make up for it. Doombolt took a hit, but it's kind of more reliable, I'd say. It's much easier to get the big Doombolt now. And
I see that. The big Doombolt, D3+3, the average Doombolt before.
Hey, you're still doing 40 mortals to me in a turn sometimes.
No, I don't.
You did it.
Oh yeah, with that. Well, okay. Let's. If you don't know by now, people were questioning me for taking the new Vortex on the Sorcerer, not the Infernal Master, and I'm like, why? And I asked. I think it was Gabe also said it. He's like, why wouldn't you take it on the Infernal Master? I said, because he gets 9 straight attacks and he sustained 3, and then you're doing mortals after. If you pick the mortal doctor, it's just crazy. And yeah, it's automatic. So he's crazy. So on average with the Sorcerer, with Arcane Vortex, whatever it's called now, the new Vortex, does on average 30 something wounds to a Dorn. Like there's no way of Dorn surviving in the dev phase.
That's 1 sorcerer. He has another 12 to go.
You also have to stack AP on it as well, -1 or -2, whatever you roll for it. But the extra AP into the Dorn, you're just making saves on like 4s and 5s instead of like 3s. It's ridiculous. And it ignores cover because you're with the rubrics. But going on to the Thousand Suns, I agree with you. The go phase is only once now. they made the +1 to wound a global thing now instead of Magnus just giving it out as an aura. So everybody gets +1 to wound as well, and then you get the jacked up range once as well. But you can put one unit into any doctrine that you want. It does replace any doctrine you're in, but you can just keep spamming mortals with that one hefty unit. Besides that, I like all the stratagems and the things. Sticky, they have a bunch of things you can do. I think the Thousand Suns are in a better spot than they were initially, even though they don't have the mortal wound surge, because they did make beasts, not beasts, but the vortex beasts better.
Yeah.
And the enlightened are just amazing. The shooty ones, I love them. I screened you out really well with them.
They're very well. When you told me their points cost after, I'm like, there's no damn way. There's got to be a change
80
coming
points
for that.
for 6.
And for their base size and how far they could spread out,
Yeah.
You're never deep striking Thousand Suns home.
And then take a sorcerer on disc with them, an exalted on disc, and they have 18-inch lone up, as well as ignores cover on AP -2 with precision. They're crazy. I love them.
Is that why you said my indirect wouldn't help against them?
Why?
Because they're 18-inch lone up.
Yes. I was trying to warn you, but I was like, okay. You're not going to shoot them. You can shoot my regular Zangors.
Either way,
Yeah.
Thousand Suns
He's
are,
like, my plan went down the toilet.
yes, they did.
It'll work against other stuff, just not Thousand Suns.
So are they officially out, or they came out Saturday?
They're out, yeah.
So they're officially out. They're very different.
Yeah.
At least it's not like the World Eaters tier molding,
Yeah.
where, oh no, I can't advance in charge. The army's dead. There's different options now. They have multiple detachments, a lot of fun ones.
Yeah.
Some Zangors exist for some reason.
I do think the Sorcerer detachment is the best. Do I think Thousand Suns are better than before? That's the question I get. I do think they're in a really good spot right now. I think they're more balanced. It's not just all about doing mortal wounds. It's about the entire balance of what they can do. And their points went down. So obviously they're in a better spot because they were really expensive before. As long as they don't get some kind of point nerf that's bad, I think they should be good for the next foreseeable future.
Give it a couple days. We're going to see what happens to them.
All right, we were pretty good with that one. Sticking with Thousand Suns, this next topic got us really heated. Got me really heated, got you really heated, a bunch of our friends. We were on there. I even talked to Lucas about it, and he's like, well, Lucas will always be like, oh yeah, I can see it being worded that way. Like people were like on the fence with this. So, the warp test.
Yes.
Channeling the warp. Initially, when you read it, okay, it's whenever you do a warp test, if you roll doubles, you take mortal wounds. But because the way they laid it out, people made an argument saying, well, it shows you roll the dice, then it shows you if you want to choose to roll channel the warp, you roll the third dice, and then the mortal wounds happen. And that's the way other people interpreted it. A lot of people interpreted it that way, and a lot of people interpreted it the initial way. And then, even when Diogo came here, he's like, oh, don't you take mortals? You just roll down. I'm like, no, it's only on the third dice. And he's like, oh, is that how it is? So a lot of people were confused. It's laid out horribly. I'm not even mad at the people because I was saying a lot of people are being rule lawyers about that. And
I'm still slightly mad at them.
Yeah, because I don't know if that's the way GW intended it, because they haven't come out and changed it yet. It does need an FAQ just because the wording is absolutely horrible in the way it's laid out. And what do you think about that?
Well, the way I read it was it's a step of 1, 2, 3 due to the way it's laid out. You go through step 1, step 2, then step 3.
Yeah.
And inside step 2, it has channel the warp, in brackets, optional.
Yeah.
Which means that part is optional. Perils in the warp is not optional.
Yes.
So that means you go through 1, 2, 3. So any doubles, perils. If you channel, that's just a third dice in the pool that can cause
It's a higher chance to peril, yeah.
Almost a 50, but that's how I read it. And then step 3,
exactly.
Oh, you perils, take D3 mortal wounds, or the spell goes off. Whatever step 3 is.
It's D3, the spell goes off, but D3 mortal wounds as well to yourself. But my point is this. If their intention was you only take mortals on channeling, it would be specific. Do you see the way they word things now?
Yeah.
It would be specifically worded. If you channel the warp, you take D3 mortal wounds. If you roll a double or a triple, they wouldn't just make it so open-ended that let's just let them interpret this any way they want. That's the way, because you can interpret it in both ways. Which, in my perspective, from playing this game way too long for many years, it's always the lesser way. It's never the way that's going to be more broken.
And
Usually.
GW is very, very intentional with their wording all the time now. Have you seen
Yes.
Death Guard's wording? Some of it's like giant
Yeah.
paragraph. It's like, if this unit is afflicted and you do this and do that, do D3 mortal wounds.
Yes.
Not, I don't know, not just, oh, look, it's in the process of the step, so it's only when you do this.
Yeah, and like, I'm not saying that it's not that way, because you even have people like from Art of War agreeing that that's the way it's done because of the way it's worded and laid out. So you have to just do it that way. I'm a Thousand Suns player, so I'll take the cheesier way. I'll roll 2 dice first, make sure I don't get a double, then I'll roll the 3rd dice and take my chances. But I don't think it's supposed to be like that. I think it's just supposed to be you roll 2 dice, and if you want to channel the warp, you roll 3 dice optionally. But if you roll a double, in any case, you take a mortal wound.
Yeah, which it's a risk reward.
Do you know? Here's one thing. I forgot who told me. I think it was I forgot who I was speaking to. It was somebody from I think it was in the Art of War Discord. If he was saying if it was that way, wouldn't they just make it ones or 6s? If it was 2s as well, because rolling 2 all the time with 2 is
a huge risk.
So that's why I said, okay, maybe they do mean it that way. They just laid it out really horribly, because it used to be 1s or 6s.
Yep.
You roll 1s or 6s, you take mortals. Now it's any double, which is a lot easier to roll. So maybe, yes, they're correct. Maybe only the 3rd dice, but GW does have to address it. It needs an FAQ and needs to be worded properly.
It wasn't until you brought up the Art of War guy saying it that got me to shut up about it.
Yeah.
Because they are effectively playtesters.
Yes.
So they would know what's usually intended. That's what got me to stop.
Yeah.
But I don't agree with it still.
I don't agree with it either.
There's one later on that I don't agree with that we'll get into.
Which one?
The 6-inch one.
Oh, we'll get to that. So yeah, we agree with this, that we think it's not GW's intention, but they're probably going to have to make it that way because of the way it's worded.
Yeah, I think they'll bend to the community.
Yeah. I think, like I said, I think this is not their initial intention. Their initial intention was take it just on any time you roll it. But guess what, Thousand Suns? You got a side buff by the community. So thank all the people that rule lawyered that, and I'm thankful for that. It's easy. I only take mortals sometimes.
Sometimes.
Let's go. You just mentioned it. Broken DG?
Whoops.
What happened?
Where's topic sentence? Don't worry about it.
Anthony broke something.
Nope, don't worry about it.
Topic sentence. There is no topic sentence here. We didn't add them.
There was no topic sentence. You saw nothing.
We wasted time. Death Guard, are they broken? Yes, they are.
They are definitely...
How broken?
How broken? Probably currently the strongest army in the game. Yeah. Probably. Just because they're undercosted. They're undercosted, do high damage, and are very tanky. They get the best of every world, except they're a little bit slow. That's it.
They're a little bit slow. There's things to counter that. We will talk about that in a little bit. Listen, they got 6-inch deep strike if you're afflicted with the Death Shroud. They literally have everything good, like every good thing that from other armies.
Yeah.
They have reactive move.
Yeah.
They have shoot back when getting shot. They have reduced damage.
On anything, not just vehicles or monsters.
Yes.
Anything.
They have rerolls. They have toughness increase. They have everything. You can do anything with Death Guard.
Effectively army-wide lethal hits on every single weapon.
Yeah.
They also get like easy access to sustained hits. They get easy access to like, can they get uppy downy?
I don't believe so.
Oh, Gary, we found the one thing they're missing. GW put it in.
They lost Scout on their infiltrators, but that's about it.
Yeah, they lost Scout and gained infiltrate.
They can jail.
That's better.
They can jail you. They can deep strike 6 inches. They can rapid ingress 6 inches because there's no FAQ for that yet.
They debuff you.
Yes.
A lot.
They debuff you, so people were saying, oh, they don't have the -1. You can't double stack it anymore. You can't because it's not worded as reduce
ballistic skill.
Ballistic skill or weapon skill. It's only like overall, so you can't stack it anymore. But they don't need to because they got so many other buffs. Their contagion has so many other things they can do, and their units got buffed really hard. Morty does a lot more damage in close combat.
Morty got better.
Their Demon Prince is ridiculous.
Mini Morty.
So if you take which one is it? The index.
Oh, yeah.
If you take the index detachment, the sticky one, you can make essentially a mini Morty. He's a mini Mortarian. If you think I'm kidding, he's T12.
Yep.
T12, 10 wounds, 4 up invuln, 5 up feel no pain, and he regenerates.
He can regenerate, so like
Anybody
Morty
can
can.
regenerate, yes.
Oh yeah, they have ways to heal themselves.
Yes, that's another one.
Sorry,
crazy.
what are they? It's easier to go through what they don't have.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane. And they're cheap.
crazy.
They're pretty cheap.
They're good in close combat. They can shoot really well. They have lethal hits. They have sustain. They have lance. They have everything.
That's another one, Lance. Why the hell did they get Lance on the death
everything.
round?
They have literally everything in this army, and people are getting legit angry. And like, I didn't agree with the Eldar stuff. I think Eldar were doing that well because of the trickery, not so much tabling people. It was just you can't get a beat on them.
Yeah.
And on the unique detachment. Like as soon as you think you have something cornered, it's gone. And that's what made people frustrated with that. And that's why Eldar are getting nerfed really hard.
Bad Eldar player falls apart very quickly.
Yes.
While a good Eldar player can stomp.
Yes.
If you're a bad Death Guard player right now, you're having an easier time.
You can.
It won't make you
autopilot.
win. It won't make you
autopilot.
win. But it's much easier to win.
Yeah.
Than
It's
before.
not as broken as stuff in the past, but we're going to talk about this later because we have our last subject there. We'll talk about exactly why I don't like seeing this because we know it's coming for Death Guard.
People are begging for the day one MFM. Not even just the MFM, the balanced data slate that's supposedly coming out this week. People are begging for it. They want something new because someone is meddling a little too much.
Yeah, and I think Morty's going to get nerfed points-wise. I think he's too cheap. In general, I think Death Guard are probably in a decent spot points-wise because they are a bit expensive overall. But I can still see some of that really hard-hitting stuff like the blow drone and things like that getting a little point tweak because just to balance it out a little bit, they're hitting too hard and they're too resilient. And they can just do too many things. Sticky, you move up, you can't get killed, nothing kills you, and that's it. It's just game over. Death Guard are really good right now.
They're better than Custodies for half the cost.
They're super Saiyan Custodies, is basically what they are. And Death Shroud getting buffed as well, like crazy buffs on Death Shroud, like an extra attack. Their swing does 8 attacks now, by the way. Then you put a Lord of Contagion to get sustain, you have lethal, and you have lance. So now you can effectively go into tanks with strength 8, wound on 5s, going to 4s, doing 2 damage a pop at AP -2. That's insane. That's stupid.
Oh,
and yeah, it's great. Lord of Contagion is going to get nerfed. I don't know what GW was smoking when they made that guy. He has everything you need for a close combat unit. You just automatically take 3, in my opinion.
Really, 3?
Why wouldn't you? He gets up, he has a 10 attack sweep, a 6 attack strike, doing 3 damage a pop at AP -2, and all the buffs he gives the unit, sustain and lance, plus they get lethal built in. And he gets back up on a 2-up with half his wounds. You gotta do 9 wounds into this guy to get him off the table.
I'm never fighting Talon to you, because all I can do is shoot you. They barely even get a tank shock.
It's crazy. Death Guard, yes, they are broken. Are they gonna get nerfed 100%? How bad? We'll talk about that in about 5 seconds. No, more like 20 minutes. But fast rolling. Anthony really wants to talk about this subject. 4, right?
Yes.
Fast roll.
Fast rolling is finally an official rule. I believe it got put in the rules commentary. And if you go through the Thousand Suns book, it specifically calls out fast rolling with your 0 damage and another stratagem.
Yeah, because that's the psychic stratagem there.
Oh my God, how many arguments got caused over fast rolling. I don't know if you've seen it, like where there's tables that get slowed to a crawl because it's like, oh, you got hit with 10 meltas. Well, roll them 1 at a time because I got to see which one I want to zero out.
Yeah.
We got to do things properly. Roll them 1 at a time.
1 at a time.
Oh no, roll your saves 1 at a time. I might want to blank one. It just slowed the game to a damn crawl when everybody has been doing fast rolling. Everybody agreed to how it works.
Yeah.
Just because it's such a pain in the ass just to you see it with my Dorn. I'm like, sorry, but you got to slow roll that.
Yeah.
Just because I'm like, oh, I got to blank it before. It's actually different with the Dorn. It's before the
Dorn now,
saves.
yeah.
It's
You
just,
have to choose it before he rolls.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad they're adding that as an official rule. I can at least give GW props for that because it only took 2 years.
Yep.
But fast rolling, the thing people have been doing since the start of the edition, since probably before I played the game, is actually a real rule now. It doesn't just...
Yeah, people don't have time to roll it. Come on. Even with saves, like with my X-Arcs and my for Eldar, people will be like, oh, I rolled these D3 damage weapons into you. They'll roll the first one and be like, okay, where do you want this one to go into? And I'll be like, just a normal guy. And then they'll roll it. Oh, 1 damage, he takes it. Okay, where do you want this one to go into? And then I'll be like X-Arc, and then he'll roll a 3, and then the X-Arc dies. So it's like they want you to do it that way instead of them rolling. They roll a 1, and you go, okay, the X-Arc will take it. So you're wasting 2 dice, right?
Yeah.
They want you to potentially kill the X-Arc in one shot, which is understandable, but it takes forever. Just roll the dice. If you do that much damage, we'll talk it out, and it'll spill over anyways. But I think the fast roll way is better, and the way Magnus can blank wounds, or anybody, any sorcerer can blank wounds now, is the way it should have always been.
Yep.
Because people will be like, oh, which one do you want to blank? Okay, let's roll the first one. 1, no, it's okay. Next one, 6, I'll blank that one. You know, and then he rolls the rest. It's like, it's just stupid.
It's like, oh, but I might not get a 6, so if you're waiting till 6, you might never use it. That's like a thing with player etiquette, all that, where it's, bro, we're on a timer. And WTC even put something in to kind of help against it, where it's your responsibility now to pass the clock back to your opponent or to you if they roll for their saves. So you can't put the clock on them when they roll their saves, and then they just leave it on them during your turn. So WTC found a way to fight it. GW found a way to fight it. It's a basic player etiquette thing. We're on a timer and we're just playing the game. It's not going to make that huge of a difference.
Yeah, and even with saves, like if you have a 2 wound unit, like let's say Plague Bearers, 2 wounds apiece, and you're taking 30 wounds, and you have a 5-up invuln, you fast roll it. You roll all 30, right? Or you roll roll 20.
Yeah.
And then see what happens. If there's any 5s in there, you take them out, you roll them again.
Yep.
That's the best way to do it, in my opinion. Or 30 is a little bit excessive. Let's say you do 10 2 damage, you do 10 1 damage wounds. You roll all 10. You say each one is going on a different Plague Bearer.
Yep.
You roll all 10. If there's any 5s in there, they stay. The rest will take a wound. You roll those ones again. The ones that take 1 wound. If there's no 5s in there, one of each one dies.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And then you roll the 2 5s again, and then those will carry over. It's kind of difficult to do it that way, but.
There's ways to fast roll and still save everybody time.
Yeah.
It's not just roll 1 at a time, because technically the game is intended to be done 1 at a time.
Yep.
Remember CP reroll? People kept going like, oh, technically you have to roll the dice 1 at a time.
Yeah.
Like it's with that, and now it's officially Thousand Suns. It should be the rest of the game.
1 wound weapons are not as bad. It's 2 wound weapons.
2 or D3.
Yeah, because then you have to roll twice, right? So then if you have, like I just said, 10 wounds that do 2 damage on Poxwalker, Plague Bearers, you roll all 10. If there's any 5s, you keep them, and if the other ones go through, we know they're insta dead because there's 2 damage, so they just go away. You roll the 5s again that you made. If any of them fails, Plague Bearer dies. If it makes another one, then we know 1 survives. People say that it's a higher chance to do that. You have a higher chance of doing that because you're just rolling. When you roll 10 dice, you have a high chance of rolling a 5, and then you just have to roll 1 dice to roll another 5.
Yeah.
Instead of saying like me roll 2 dices and they both have to be 5. 2 die and then they're both 5s is a lot harder to do. I get it.
I kind of care more about my time.
Have any saves? Who cares? Like.
Yeah. At that point, I care more about my time than like, oh no, you have a 3% better chance of surviving or something.
In the beginning or the middle of the game. If it's the end of the game and I really need to get everything off that objective, fine, do it the slow way. But I don't know. Just have player etiquette and just try to get the game moving, flowing is probably the best way to go with that.
Yeah.
Now, onto another touchy subject. People will mold about 6-inch rapid ingress.
I really, really don't think it belongs in the game at all. I don't think it's intended, and especially when Aquilins had 3-inch rapid ingress, I never used it, and I completely said it's not intended, it's not allowed. Like, I do not think that works.
They FAQ'd those.
They didn't actually.
What?
The way they fixed it was they made everybody who rapid ingresses, or everybody who does a 3-inch rapid ingress, 6-inch rapid ingress, they changed it to your movement phase. Guess who they didn't put that on?
Death Shroud.
Another thing Death Guard get. God, I hate the Death Shroud right now.
No, but yeah, so like you can't do it with other army. You can't do it with Guard.
Because they instead of fixing the rule itself, they changed every single data sheet individually to your movement phase.
It's not an actual rule. It's not an actual core rule.
Yes.
It's a data sheet thing.
For Death Shroud, it's just if they're afflicted, you can deep strike 6 inches.
Yep. And
now, just because I hate it, I get it's going very, very rules lawyer. With rapid ingress, it specifically says you deep strike as the deep strike wording. And deep strike wording says 9 inches.
You deep strike as a deep strike wording, but then their ability says that they can come within 6.
Which I would consider out of phase rules. because Deep Strike is normally done in the reserve step. Rapid Ingress is not a reserve step. It's very, very
People
rules
disagree.
lawyer. I get it. You can call it the Tism Tingle. Just because I do not want it. I don't think it belongs in the game. It destroys balance. It's annoying. It's impossible to screen out all the time because now I have to consider your movement phase and my movement phase.
Well, if you do screen it, I just come within 6 somewhere else, and then I get my full movement, 5 inches, and now I'm in range. So, yes, it is a little more powerful. But at the end of the day, if you have contagion, you just 6-inch, your chances are really high anyway. So,
but there's still the chance to fail. Now you don't get the chance to walk up and do it, or you're not like, I don't know. I don't think it belongs in the game. It's really bad for balance.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to explain it clearly.
What?
Like, I don't have the right words to explain how much I don't think it's bad for the game to have 6-inch rapid ingress.
A 6-inch rapid ingress. I mean, it's powerful, but unless they FAQ it, there's nothing you can really do about it because the rules don't say anything against it.
But
there are units that can't do it, but there's nothing in the rule book that says you can't do it.
For every other unit in the game, though, they got rid of it. Why does yours have it?
Ability, because they changed the abilities of them.
I don't know why they did that instead of changing rapid ingress itself.
Because then it'll affect other things.
But what's easier, changing 20 data sheets or changing rapid ingress to say 9 inches?
Rapid ingress must always be 9 inches?
Yes.
Because then maybe in the future they might want something to be able to rapid ingress closer. Who knows?
Yeah, like the death shroud, I guess.
Yeah, or other stuff coming up. Who
they
knows?
didn't FAQ it yet. I'm like, wait till the FAQ, then we could see if
I don't think it's going to change. I think that's what they want the death shroud to do. I think they want them to come in really close and just punch shit because Death Guard are really, really, really slow.
But you saw like why with 3 inch it was absurd because you'd rapid ingress 3 inches in front of somebody wanting to charge.
Yeah,
that was absurd. And 6 inch isn't as bad as that. I still don't think it's good because
no, it's power. It's overpowered. I get what you're saying. It's just they have to. GW has to get better with the wording. If they don't want that to happen, they can, like you said, don't just put it in the data sheet or put it in the data sheet. Be like when you're rapid ingressing, must be a normal rapid ingress, like 9 inches. It's very easy to do and control that. If they intend that not to happen, they're very aware of rapid ingress and they know the rules. So if they're saying you can deep strike 6 inches, why can't you rapid ingress 6 inches on an afflicted unit? Deep strike they're deep striking.
And the only reason I still think
they're
it's
still deep striking in the rapid ingress step.
Yeah, but that's why I use the wording you deep strike as the wording of deep strike,
which is coming anywhere you want on the table 9 inches away from people.
Yes.
And you can do that in the rapid ingress step.
In the reinforcement step, you do your deep strike.
But you can rapid ingress within 9 inches anywhere on the board if you have deep strike.
But why wouldn't it fall into the out of phase rules part?
It's not an out of phase rule because you get to use the deep strike rule when you rapid ingress.
And the deep strike rule is normally in the reserve step.
Yeah.
So why can't I use like say my tanks shoot on death? That's an out of phase rule.
But that's different. It's worded that way. It's actually locking you to that phase.
I'm grasping at straws just to not have it be allowed in the game.
If it gets nerfed, it's not going to be because of that. It's going to be nerfed. It's going to be nerfed because they're just not going to let it happen.
Yeah.
But I understand what you're saying. We're probably on different sides of the fence. Leave my Death Guard alone.
I think it's a tenant because they already did the FAQ.
It's probably going to be left. It's going to be left, I'm telling you, for a little bit at least.
They already left it.
They left it. Why did that one disappear?
Which one?
The third one, fourth one.
I don't know.
Something here that you clicked?
Probably because I had to reactivate all the macros. I could fix that. No, I can fix that. Those are the sentences. You're breaking my program.
It's not a program, it's OBS.
My program. I did all the macros myself.
I did it by myself, Mama.
Which one is it?
Give Anthony a red card, please.
Hey, you went overtime, not me.
Red card, make it pop up. Fast rolling, there it is, leave it alone.
In the gray. Where's gray topic?
Gray.
Gray. 4. I probably got to go turn that back on. I probably missed it when I was scrolling through.
I saw you scrolling through that pretty fast. All right. CP. Oh, I pressed 5 and it didn't work. What did you break?
We're already on 5.
You sure?
Yes.
6.
What is
CP
6?
Gen.
I'm sure everybody's heard the rumors for CP generation, which we're going to probably find out tomorrow or in 2 days.
Yeah,
that
that's what they say.
There's a couple different options. That if you get a free CP, you will no longer be able to do the free one from, say, I think it's a captain. Is it a lieutenant or a captain?
For what?
Getting a free stratagem.
You mean the free CP? Isn't that captain?
Yeah, captain.
Yeah.
Where if you get a free CP,
No,
you
you
can't get the
get to
captain
reduce a CP usage by one.
by one.
Yeah.
But you won't be able to do that if you generate one.
Yes.
And you would have to take a leadership test to get a CP generation.
Yes. So you don't just automatic. If you have, like, say, Gilliman, who does? No, sorry, it's Calgar.
Calgar? Yeah, Calgar gives it.
So Calgar would have to make a test. I'm guessing it's going to be better based on the unit that does it, but it's not going to be automatic anymore. And then on top of it, if you get it, you can't do your shenanigans with your -1 stuff. So I think, here's what I think about this, honestly. GW intended that as a powerful thing to take for that unit, and now they're doubling back again on themselves. And they're doing this over and over. So we're going to get to this next part, and I don't like to dump on GW. I think they're trying to get better, but stop doubling back on your own rules. If you make a rule and something's good, don't just get rid of it because people have that. Balance other things out. You made that unit, you give that character that freaking rule, leave it on him. Leave that rule on him and let him have it, and change other things that are broken. Like if Space Marines have too much CP, then change something else. Like you shouldn't be nerfing characters for no reason, or be like this. This is what you need to do. First of all, I do like the test for the CP. So it's not just guaranteed you get a CP every turn. Make it like a 7-up, 50-50, right?
Yeah. Tally man.
Do that. That's already going to lower the CP throughout the game. And then make the captain only do it once a game.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Instead of doing it every freaking turn, maybe turn it off.
Gilman's a problem, though, because he does it once per turn, which it should not be once per turn. No one should do it once per turn.
Do what? Turn it off?
No,
but
-1 cost.
But he's a Primarch.
Swarmlord does it as well, and someone else.
Yeah, but how many points are they?
But like 300 for.
Okay, if it's built into a 300-point model, that's fine. I'm fine with that, but not a captain. That's
but
like
you're having Gilman
points.
do it twice per battle round, then Calgar generating an extra one.
That's too much.
It's nuts. And what was I going to say before
Definitely minimum once per turn, like not player turn, per battle round.
Battle round is fine.
Minimum, and then for the big stuff, and then after that, anything else that's smaller, once per game.
And it's a good example of just GW, like what you're saying, going back with the rules.
Yeah.
How much has that one captain trait been changed this edition? At the start of the edition, it was do a stratagem for free. Then it was do a battle tactic for free. Then we got the current version, and now it's getting changed again.
Yeah.
Because who would have thought? Command points are powerful.
Command points are powerful, especially when you already have rerolls and everything, and then they're just like, okay, let me do this too.
I don't want to just give issues though. There's one solution I could think of that could help. Let's say there's 3 categories of stratagem: offensive, defensive, and general. And either you get to do 2 per battle round, or say all 3 once per battle round, something like that, or 2 per turn. And grenade could be an offensive one, armor contempt could be a defensive one, command point reroll could be a general one.
Yep.
And everybody has access to the same tier and gets to use the same amount of strats. All this generating, getting rid of it, making it cheaper, doing it for free, is just giving people I don't want to make it simpler, but they want simpler editions. That could be a change for the new edition.
As simple as it gets.
But that could be a change for the new edition where here's your pool of stratagems. You'll have access to the same thing. You can all do, 3 per battle round or 2 per battle round, whatever, 2 per turn. You have access to the same stuff. You know exactly. You're not getting to do 5 while the other guy gets to do 2.
Exactly. And remember what CP brings you. It brings you tank shocks. It brings you more grenades. It brings you more free damage. And why should one army have more of that and other armies have none of it? Have you played the Librarius detachment? They can generate so many CP. They already do shit ton of mortals. I'm not saying it's not a good detachment, but the amount of mortals you can do. I think Kenny, we counted that game, was 79 mortals. He did. And we only really played 3 turns because we didn't see each other for the first 2 turns. So he did 79 mortals in 3 turns. And they came from tank shocks, grenades, psyker grenades, and then all the mortals his other shit does, right? The psychers.
At least you have to roll 6s to do yours.
It's just too much. And tank shock is one of the most OP things in the game already. I think if you tank shock, you shouldn't be able to grenade and tank shock. Pick one or the other. Honestly.
I do use that.
If they're going to be going back on their shit, then they should be balancing the stuff that actually makes a difference. Not, I get an extra CP once per turn, whatever.
And this change I know is targeted at Gilliman and Calgar, Ultramarine specifically.
Yeah.
Because they were doing a lot because they get Oath a Moment,
Yeah.
buffed Oath a Moment, then Gilliman's 2 CP at like 2 free -1s a turn, Calgar's extra 1, plus I think Calgar does something else.
Yep.
And it's just all this stuff stacking up that just, Space Marines weren't the best army out there, but it was obnoxious to fight that combo.
And Thousand Suns don't even get any CP regeneration. It's crazy.
At all.
Nothing. Not even like reduced by 1. Now we're gonna get to get a little angry here.
That
The
was
one that matters. Can GW actually meta?
No, they can't. You used me as an example when you were talking about it before because I started in 8th edition.
Yeah.
I was not competitive in 8th edition.
You were at the end of 8th, but yeah.
A little. Well, I started in the middle of 8th.
Towards
Anyway,
the end of it, yeah.
when Gene Series came out is when I started.
Yeah, that was like the last year of 8th.
Middle.
No.
Anyway, and then 9th edition, mid-9th is really when I got into competitive.
When it
and
wasn't even
talking
around
about
because
COVID.
of COVID was around
But the last year of it had some.
a little bit.
So I've only seen the meta through GW touching it and messing with it and manipulating it.
Touching themselves, yeah.
And it's been very, very annoying. Every month there's like a new issue popping up. Every 2 weeks there's a new issue popping up.
Yeah.
And I don't know, you were telling me about ITC before GW touched it.
It was way better. First of all, they're listening to the community too much. Okay? People cry about everything, and then GW's like, you know that helicopter parent? You know that parent that you go to soccer practice and then they're like their kid falls down and they run on the field with a medical kit? That's what GW does to like the current meta players. Like somebody starts crying somewhere and they're just like, "Are you okay? I'll change the rule for you. It's okay." That's what it feels like to me. It's like,
Mordaka.
just shut up and play.
Nobody had time to learn how to fight Mordaka. It just got nerfed within like 3 weeks.
Exactly. And was it as broken as we thought it was?
Once people learned how to fight it, it wasn't
It was not as bad.
as bad. It needed some touches, and then they killed it.
They killed it.
And now they're killing more.
So what's pissing me off now is, and it's not because it's affecting my armies, because I know it's going to happen now. It's just, I can telegraph it. As soon as I see an army hits 55, 60% threshold, instead of tweaking them, they kill them.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell everybody out there right now, if GW continues to do that, I will literally tell you, do not go buy their models. Do not buy new models. Keep playing with what you have, because I guarantee you the minute you buy those models, they'll be useless in about 3 months. Don't fall into the trap, because if this is a calculated thing that their upper management is doing, and we know GW they have to sell models. We know they have to sell models, but what they're doing is crossing the line to almost being, because I've run businesses, and this is almost crossing the line into being corrupt. When you're taking advantage of a community like this, to this level, they know competitive players are going to go buy 18 Enlightened now to get them all on the table, and in 3 months can be like, this is too hard. People are crying. Sorry, those are all garbage now. They're not even usable anymore because that whole detachment's gone. That's going into the realm of like, you guys are broken yourselves. You need to fix your like what you're doing internally, because if you can't write rules to the level of that they can be sustainable for at least 6 months, what the hell are you doing?
I don't think they're doing it on purpose, like to the point it's corruption. I think they're a little too stupid to do it on purpose.
No, like I don't want to badmouth GW. It's not I think it's an upper management thing. I think it's something above the people that are writing the rules. They're being told we need to sell this, this, and this, and they're making a detachment around it. They sell those models they need to sell, and then they're happy with it. And they're like, get rid of it. People make it balanced again for competitive.
I did talk to one GW model maker at some point. Like he worked at GW and he left since then. He said at the time he worked there, they made the model and didn't even think about the rules till after the model was done.
Yeah.
And that like they did not make it to like the rules to sell the model. It was an afterthought.
Yeah.
So it's kind of an accidental thing they stumble into. And for me, I think they're they have too many people they want to please. Because look how the edition works right now. It's just points for the models, no war gear costs. So they have to please the casual community, people who just go to the store and literally play WYSIWYG at the same points cost. We're going to tournaments and going with the full best loadout. They have to find a middle ground to balance that to make casual players happy, the painters happy, the competitive players happy, the online people happy, all these stuff. They want to please everybody, and that's impossible.
Well, look at we're going to run long with this one. I'm sorry, this is going to be the capper, but Diogo's in the chat. What's up, buddy? Here's what I'm going to say with that is like, we had how many Thousand Suns players were like, now I have to switch all my flamers to bolters. You don't really need to. The flamers are probably better right now, but it's that whole like, that's intended. That's intended. Like you can't say like, okay, this is what they were doing before. We know everybody put flamers on their units. Now let's make the bolters good. It's just, it's for me, it's borderline like, you know what you're doing. Stop it.
See, that's why I don't think it's intentional. I think it was people kept complaining the bolters were completely useless. So let's give them a couple buffs. And then they made them too good.
They are very good, but the flamers are still better, unfortunately. But for people that changed it, but you know what I'm saying? It's just the double backing onto the detachment is too hard.
Yes.
You're being too harsh at that point.
Because I think it's
unusable.
The casual players complain, they want to please them.
Yeah.
And then the competitive players get pissed because it's like, why are you listening to them?
Yeah.
They don't even really play the game.
Exactly.
There's too many crowds they want to please as the business who owns it all.
Yeah.
When before you're telling me when ITC ran just competitive, they could do their own buffs to competitive only for the competitive players.
Yeah.
Well, the casual players got to keep the normal GW rules.
Well, the way it was GW didn't make rules for competitive. It was just like they made the rules for, like you would play the rules as they were, and then ITC formed the game around the rules.
Yeah.
Right? Things were broken, yes. There were things that were broken, there were things that were unbalanced. Things are very balanced now as far as the game goes. Things are much more like random, there's a lot more that can happen. You have to think a lot more, blah, blah, blah. But if somebody finds something that they are doing really well, they buy a lot of models, they're liking it. I'm just going to use Unit as an example, and then you come back on it and you literally dogpile it out of existence. How do you think that player is going to feel? We've talked about this many times.
Yeah.
Like it's not something new that GW just started doing. It's just quicker now.
Yeah.
Because before it was like when we used to go to Romel's, Romel would be like, "Don't buy those tanks. Like they're going. Like he would know what's coming, right? Like don't buy them." But it was a long period of time where you could use them.
Yeah.
Now it's like a month.
Sometimes like 2 weeks.
Sometimes 2 weeks, and like hopefully you don't go and get those models.
It's just annoying because I get what they're doing.
Yeah.
They hear the complaints, so they nerf it because one guy is stomping with it.
Yeah.
But now Jimmy Space in the corner, like in the middle of nowhere, his store, that model's not usable to him if he's keeping up with the rules. And with the accessibility of the internet, if you're not using the modern rules, it's kind of your fault.
Dude, everybody's doing it. It's even casual players. They Tino and those guys like GW that the store with Marco. You go by any store, local store, and even casual players know the meta. They might not be playing the most tailored list, but they're still playing stuff that's good. They're not dumb. They can see what's good, and they're going to go buy it.
It's also, I think, information's a little too accessible for that. And GW is kind of cultivating a competitive community. They keep going more and more competitive.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with all of that. I'm fine with people being competitive, being more aware of the rules, being more aware of like what's meta. I'm fine with it. I'm talking like cut out the corporate greed and give the players back a little bit of something. Like, yes, nerf things that are broken, keep the balance as good as you can, but don't dogpile it out of existence. And
not only like Mordok is always the best example for that, dead immediately.
Yeah.
Orcs are probably getting nerfed again. Why?
Like, what could you do to make let's just go to Unit as an example. What could you do to that to keep it still viable and not be a 65% win rate? Because is it 65% right now?
I don't think it was 65.
Are they underrepresented?
I think it was like a little over 60.
Just over 60, but still a very good win rate. Here's another point to make to that. Eldar players that play that are playing Eldar at a high level are very good players in general. So you're already talking about a community of players that play 40K at a high level. Same with Thousand Suns. We were talking with Gabe at the same time. Even if they were broken, it's not going to be broken for not everybody's going to take that list that I was running and go and win a tournament.
Yeah.
You still have to be at a skill level. There's a skill ceiling to that army, right? It's not like Death Guard where they kind of have like an auto win button or like clowns the way they were. Just because of their points are so cheap, you can go bring 1,000 models and win. But how do you make it more viable for the person not to feel bad after they receive a nerf? Points is always a thing to do. You don't want to go too high on the points because then you make every detachment
suffer for it.
Yes. And then, but what can you do for your need? Reduce the movement. Okay, an out of phase movement. Okay, so what's the first thing you can reduce?
I would say just cap the out of phase movement to 6 inches. That's it.
First of all, the out of phase movements are D6 plus 1.
Oh, I mean the shooting phase, like end of your opponent's shooting phase.
End of that movement. You can even get rid of that.
I would say just cap that to 6, and I would have been happy.
I think that's what it is.
That's it. I think you just cap it to 6.
Yeah.
But they're going to do more than that.
Oh, they're gonna. It's only gonna be on
Infantry and mounted.
Infantry and mounted, which
I don't think you needed to do that. That's a little much.
Because who else are you gonna put it on? You need. I mean, Yinkarn, like everything in my army is infantry and mounted, so it doesn't affect me. But I like to put it on my warp spiders and move 12 inches out of phase. It's nice. I can get them across to do another objective. It is kind of broken. So I'm fine with the 6.
Manageable.
I'm fine with the 6. Honestly, I'm really fine with the 6. But adding the mounted thing, then the points nerfs that they're going to be receiving, and they're going to be nerfing other things in the army as well.
Yep.
So
more DACA treatment.
Getting rid of it totally, I hope GW thinks about it.
Also, I think one thing they have to think more about is when they kill an army like that, those good players, since you're saying it's mostly good players, are just going to go to the next best army.
Yep.
While everybody else who sticks to that army is now
I have
suffering.
multiple armies. I don't care. I'm just going to go play my Thousand Suns now. And you think I'm going to go buy Enlightened? I'm not going to go buy 18 Enlightened.
Yeah, they're going to be
I have
dead.
6 of them. I'm going to get another 8. I'm going to get Lucas to print me 8 more. That's it. I'm not going to go and buy those. I know exactly what's going to happen to those in about a month. They're going to get nerfed to the ground.
It might not even be a month. It might be the thing in 2 days.
And that's what I'm telling people. I don't want to talk bad about GW like to this level, but like it's becoming too much of a. It's becoming a pattern now, like to a bad level.
Yeah.
It's not just like 6 months. Okay, you can't even use the argument anymore. It's a game, guys. It's going to change. The meta is going to change. No, it's not. This is not meta changing. This is
Forced meta.
This is forced. Sometimes it happens in 2 weeks, like you said. DACA came out, it was broken. They didn't make any adjustments. They just said kill it. And that's all they did. They just nerfed it right to the ground.
We didn't get to see the meta evolve on how to
Exactly.
fight it. People learn how to fight it. Before the meta could naturally evolve, it was
Yeah.
killed. There's a meta GW wants, and they will force it that direction.
Exactly.
I don't like that.
They've always done, listen, they're a model, they've always said they're a model company first. They sell models first.
I think they changed that recently.
But they're getting into the competitive realm now. They have to be aware of people's like wallets. I know they're a company that wants to make money, but there has to be a level of like, don't be too greedy. Otherwise you're gonna act like Blizzard, nobody's gonna play you. It's true. Yeah. If you're gonna go into the Blizzard realm and do what they did to their people that, their fans and their people that played their games, you're just gonna get thrown out. And people are gonna be like, I'm just 3D printing models because I can't keep up with the meta in 40K. And you're just gonna see a bunch of 3D printed models. And I'm telling you right now, you can't tell the difference.
Yep.
I will get any TO.
Nowadays,
I've seen 1-for-1 prints. They're even way the same. They're exactly the same. The panel lines are the same. People have really like 8K and above printers. You cannot tell the difference in those models after they're painted.
I thought about for some tournaments getting Rogel Dorns printed because I wanted up to 4 of them. I'm not buying 4 kits of Dorns.
And we get a discount. Like we get a discount for GW. I don't want to talk shit about GW, but I'm saying I'm seeing people quit the game because of this. And it's bothering me now to this point. It's like people shouldn't quit because something that they were doing that was fun for them is done in a week or 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Like some people have the army already too. They didn't even go out to buy it. They're just like, oh, finally I have it. Oh, it's gone.
Yep.
And we see, like, I don't want to start naming names, but we've seen people that haven't played 40K for like 6 months and they were like playing 40K every week. And they're just like, nah, it's too much for me now. That's it.
I saw someone today complain about Thousand Suns because they're like, oh, the way with the Thousand Suns changes, oh, my list is completely different. Nothing really works anymore.
Yeah.
And that's with a codex change, which is kind of expected.
No, I'm fine with things changing in an army and the way it functions. That's fine. It keeps things fresh. And I don't want things to be the same forever.
Yeah.
But I just think if GW sees something and they see that it's too powerful or that it's scoring too well in tournaments, there's things you can do to dial it down without absolutely just squatting it.
I wonder what they do with their playtesters.
Can we just name all the squatted armies that happened in just like the last 6 months?
Orcs twice.
Yes.
Space Marines, I guess technically.
Space Marines, a little bit.
A little bit.
They get a few nerfs, but they're still pretty powerful.
Eldar are going to get hit hard.
Eldar are going to get smashed.
Who's the other one?
Death Guard are going to get smashed.
Yeah.
Thousand Suns might get a few tweaks when things all settle. What did Diogo say? I can't read from here.
Not 4. Balance stage should be 2 times a year, not 4.
Yes, exactly.
I kind of wanted it a little more often. Not every year. I wanted it not every 6 months. Every 3 months is fine to me.
I think Diogo's right with like twice a year.
But if they're I want minor changes every 3 months.
6 months, another 6 months. There's your 2 balance slates. And then after that, you can kind of see the meta like change as well during that time, because things will, like armies will start coming out as well, right? So during that time, shit starts coming out. Your army is going to get side nerfed many times because things are going to start countering it, and GW can control that as well. So if you're at the top of DG and stuff's coming out that counters toughness buffs and things like that, it kind of balances that in itself. Then you can see after 6 months of tournament play, what should we do here? And make things, keep things viable though, like keep things allowed to play. Don't just nerf it right to the ground, because it's a feel bad for everybody that's playing the game.
It's because they're being reactionary instead of giving time to see what the data says for it.
Yeah.
Like it's, oh, people are complaining about this, get rid of it, instead of give it at least 2 months.
Yeah.
Just to see what happened.
Yeah, and like we said, we know play testers that played the initial release of, which one was it? Was it, it wasn't Clowns, it was, Death Watch, when they were stupid. And people were, the players, the testers were telling them, this is dumb, don't do this, and they still released it like that. And then how many weeks did it take to nerf that?
Is it the Mortal Wound thing?
Yes.
12 hours.
12 hours. So basically on release, they're just like, okay, they were right. They were right. They're like, oh, there's not enough Death Watch players that this is going to matter. Literally 1 week, not 1 day. It was
the anti 3-up with Dev?
Yes.
Yeah, that was 12 hours, maybe 18 hours.
Then what did they say? It was a typo? They tried to say it was like, oh, that was a mistake. We didn't mean to put that in there. Yeah, sure. So things like that. But I agree. There's little things we can do, like just reduce the amount of updates. Don't overtune things. What else can they do? What's your advice to GW right now? Honestly, trying to get a job there.
Probably slow down the amount of releases. They're trying to get all the codexes out every edition now. They had all the codexes in 8th, all the codexes in 9th. Now it feels like they're starting to rush out the codexes because we're in the last year of 10th, and only half are out, a little over half?
Something like that, a little over half, yeah.
And so if they have a year to release the rest, another 10 armies.
Yeah.
How well are they going to write the rules when they're trying to rush them out?
Oh, they're already written. Those books were made already.
They the current ones, but what about Votan, the ones that are coming out at the end of the year?
Dude, these books were written a year ago.
Then why is it taking them so long?
Because they have a release schedule. And then you see how much shit changes along those lines.
Well, Death Guard felt like it was written before the Rapid Ingress change.
Dude, they had those robots at 290 points. That's what those initial points were on the robots for Thousand Suns, and they're 180 now. That's how much the meta's changed since then. Yes. They were probably going to be worth that much back then. But now, not so much. Things
change, and I don't know, maybe they don't need every army to have a codex every edition, right? If you're not doing a reset edition. Because, do Space Wolves, Blood Angels, and all that need their own codex?
No. I mean, no, you don't need it every edition because it just carries over. You'll eventually get a refresh.
But if the rules are changing that much, that fast, that you constantly need new books, that's not good.
Well, if you just release detachments.
Yeah.
Just release detachments every little bit. But I don't want to see, if there's going to be 15 detachments for an army, it's a little excessive, right? So try to keep the old ones viable. Try to keep them active without nerfing them away. Yeah. So you don't have to add 3 more detachments now. Now they're going to have to go add another detachment for Eldar to use, because what if I don't want to play any? If I'm playing Need for a reason, not just because it's broken. I like that one. Yeah. I like the Seer Council a little bit. I like the. I don't really like the Battle Host one. I like the what's it called, Aspect Warrior detachment a little bit. But getting rid of somebody's favorite detachment is not a good thing to do.
What's it called? Maybe the detachment system as well just shouldn't really be a thing, just because Unitax was good to have. But Space Marines are the king of examples for this right now. They have something like 30-something detachments. How are you going to balance that? If one detachment with one Space Marine army ends up being broken, all the Space Marine players can do that. Yeah. And if it gets killed, no one can play that now. It's just, they have too much stuff with too many options, right. Which options is good, but just them having over 30 detachments to balance for that one army, how are you going to do that?
I don't know. It's mind-boggling, how they can do this over and over and over. That's why I'm getting a little bit defensive with it, and just saying it's reaching a point where it's corrupt almost.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a drama queen with it, but it's feeling corrupt. It's feeling like too much shit is changing too quickly.
I just think it's incompetence. They had to nerf indirect 4 times this edition.
Yeah.
From 8th to 9th and 10th, they had to make the same nerf again and again.
Yeah, well,
because
indirect
every
was
edition,
busted.
they kept getting rid of the nerf, and then they had to bring the nerf back.
Yeah.
For Scions, they forgot Deep Strike 3 times this edition.
Yep.
I think it's just incompetence, not corruption. I think they're too...
They can't balance
They
it.
don't know what's going on.
I agree. They don't
like
know.
the left hand isn't speaking to the right hand.
It's their first crack at competitive, and there's like some learning curves for them as well. But like I said, I don't think you should be the leading of factions is they want to get rid of Death Watch.
And they're getting rid of demons, basically.
They got rid of them already. They don't have their own
Effectively.
codex. It's just too much. It's too much control over meta and less care about the consumer.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we're consumers. You can call yourself a player, you like the game, you're a fan, you're still a consumer to them, and that's all they see you as. And there seems like there's no attention to like, there's actually people playing these armies, and they're putting a lot of time into these models, putting a lot of, they're painting them, they're taking them to tournaments, they're playing with them, they're getting used to the army, they're trying to learn their faction. Look at Skari. How long has he been playing Drukhari on their ups and their downs? He knows the insides and outs of his armies. And then you just start killing his faction, start killing his detachments. It's I don't know.
Sorry, Scar, you're winning a bit too much.
No, but Skari, it's his own fault. He got himself nerfed.
I kind of feel with me now some of that where I'm rotating models so often and I constantly need new ones I didn't have that my painting for them has just gone into battle ready standard. All my old guardsmen I put a lot of time and effort into.
Yes.
And then if you see with some of my stuff over there now, it's 3 colors. Okay, it's good for a tournament. Because I'm just using this for the next month, and then I'm not touching it for a year.
Exactly. So,
you could say the stuff I have more painted isn't well painted. Like you say, I don't paint, but some of that stuff I put a lot of time and effort into.
No, I didn't say it's well painted. I said it's base coated.
But you get the idea.
Yes.
Where it's some of that stuff I painted an hour the night before a tournament for a month, and then I don't touch it again.
Slanesh was nerfed hard too. Yes, Slanesh got destroyed.
Kick the nuts.
And people were saying at first, they're not that good. Then they start being really good, and they got nerfed. I don't know what to say, Anthony. It's.
Who's on top right now? Yeah, don't expect it for long.
And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with things changing. I just don't like the drastic killing them. Like, we don't want to deal with you right now. This is what it's like. It's like it feels like, okay, we don't want to deal with balancing you. Just kill that detachment and go pick another one. That's what it is.
Orcs getting a 4th major nerf. I can't believe it.
It's starting to feel bad now. I don't even play orcs at tournaments. I got really mad at that.
Yeah.
I got really mad at that nerf because I said they finally got a fun shooting detachment and you destroyed it. You killed it before it even got a chance. And I'm fine with nerfing it. Like make the points a little bit higher. Make things once per turn. Reduce it from sustain 2 to sustain 1.
A couple changes, this is now 2 CP, this can only affect this unit.
Yeah.
This detachment rules completely changed.
Only once per game.
Once per game, or it's completely different. Now it's, assault, and only during the wall you get
Bully
sustained.
boys got destroyed.
Bully
all
boys,
of that stuff got
commandos got destroyed.
Yeah.
I don't know why orcs are getting another nerf. That's what I'm wondering.
They just don't want to deal with stuff that's being broken. And
they're not even
what's
good.
being ignored? The most broken combo in the entire game. No. Liberius detachment rule.
I wouldn't call that the most broken in the game.
That's the most broken combo in the game.
That's Kenny's specific build.
That is a broken combo. Not the army itself. The detachment sucks. That combo, doing 40 mortals into he one-shot Morty with 3 models from heavy bolters. One shot.
Anti-monster 5+ dev.
Yes, and gone. Even with 5 up, feel no pains, he had no chance. He took 13 wounds from those 3 guys. I just picked them up. He had 8 more or 7 more shots, doing probably another 20 mortals.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, he's gone. But that's still allowed to happen.
Because no one does
it. That detachment shits. Nobody does it. Yeah, okay.
They just care when people complain. It's nobody's doing it and complaining about it.
I'm just going to take that into Lucas and kill all 3 of his Norns and then let him win the game.
He gets a 4-up final pain though against that.
Huh?
He gets a 4-up final pain.
So what? You're not going to make that many.
I know.
You're not making 44 ups final pains. I don't care who you are.
So here's what you do to prove your point. Go play Librarius at tournaments, go win it, get it nerfed.
No, I'm not doing that.
If you get Librarius nerfed,
Kenny's going to do that. He's playing it, and he will get it nerfed.
if you can get it nerfed, it proves your point of they're only going to nerf it when it becomes a public problem.
Kenny's list is a problem. I'm telling you right now. I've played it with my,
You fought it way
list.
more than I have.
Yes.
I fought it like twice now.
It's a problem.
It was annoying. It was very annoying.
He takes inner circle with it, so he's good and close. Like everything's just like
Four
tough
up
as
invuln.
hell. 4-up invulns, and then he has like the what do they call the command squads? So he's shooting you when doing mortals as well.
He's either -1 to hit, -1 to wound, and everything is 4-up invuln.
It's a problem. People are just not playing that detachment properly. The way he does it is disgusting, and the only issue he has is holding objectives
Yep.
and screening. But if he stays on 2 objectives or 3 objectives,
And then tables you.
and then shoots everything that you have on the table, you have no chance to beat him. Holy shit, he did 79 mortals in 3 turns. I'm not even kidding you. The psychic blast every turn, the psychic grenade plus a regular grenade plus tank shocking plus all the mortals he does when he shoots you plus Draxus plus all the librarians. It was insane.
Remember in 9th edition when they put on stream a mortal wound count that Crusher Stampede did? And it was like 40 in the game?
Crusher Stampede was broken.
And that was like 40 in the whole game.
Yeah.
And people were complaining.
Okay, now we're droning on.
We're very off topic
But
now.
you know what? We were angry about that stuff. And,
Hey, it's always a good day.
What did Diogo say there? With how long stuff takes, can you read it? I can't.
How long stuff takes to get in stock and you have to paint it? By the time you're done, it's already
Exactly.
nerfed.
That's
another
exactly
thing.
my
They don't
point.
have the production. It took me 8 months to get my Catachan.
You can't even get Enlightened if you wanted them. And you won't get them for a while. Gaunt's Ghost hasn't been in stock for 8 months.
Tauroxes have been out of stock for like a year.
Taurox is for a year? Wow.
Something like that. Ever since the Codex came out, they've been out of stock.
Yeah.
You're not getting a Taurox.
Warp
You're not getting
spiders.
Gaunt's Ghost. You're not getting Ursula. You're not getting Warp Spiders. You're not getting, what'd you say, Enlightened. You're not going to get Lord of Contagions or whichever one does the
Well,
reviving.
you can't get them anyways. They don't sell them.
Which one's the reviving one?
Lord of Contagion. They don't actually have a model for him. They have that Lord, whatever his name is.
Whatever you need
Proxying
is
him.
out of stock, and by the time you do get it, it's already nerfed. And you
Might
still
get
have
a
to build
model.
and
Lord of
paint it.
Contagion might get a specific model now, though, because he's really good. Maybe we'll see. We don't see it. But anyways, yeah, somebody clip this, send it to GW, and say Northern Ice Gaming are not happy with you. A lot of people are not happy with them.
It's always a good day when I can complain about GW.
I don't want to go on them too hard. They're gonna be like, okay, you guys are out of the program.
Banned.
We're like, listen, we're just being. This is constructive criticism. We're not saying they're bad. They're just not good.
They have written some good rules.
Yes, they're not bad. They're just not good.
Yeah.
We want them to be good, and I understand that there's a corporate. It's a corporation. They want to make money, but when you're reaching a point where it feels dirty. I've been around this game for a long time. Diogo's been around this game for a very long time. If it comes to a point where it feels dirty, and I have guys like Romel who's working GW. I'm not going to say he told me anything.
No, he never said anything bad.
But you have people at stores that sell the product being like, I don't know if I would buy those right away. Just give it a little bit, see what happens with the rules. Because they're basically telling you, like, I could tell you to go buy 18 of those, but if I was working at GW, I'd be like, just wait a month before you buy 18 Enlightened.
Luckily, I have enough stuff now where I can just buy what I want.
Yeah.
I have enough stuff where if something becomes good again, I already have it.
Yeah.
Not everyone has that.
I would feel really bad for some 19-year-old kid to come in and spend his, $400 on 7 boxes of Enlightened, and then they get nerfed 2 weeks later, and he's like, fuck this game.
Yep.
So I'm just seeing that a lot more often. Yeah, so definitely, let me tell you something. GW loves the the meta community because they're the ones buying all their models right now. By the
Look,
droves.
we criticize out of love.
Yes.
We play the game a lot.
Well, I do, not him.
I like Warhammer.
Pure hate.
I like Warhammer.
Yes, that's the Lord that they sell for
Lord Felthius.
Lord Felthius, the goofy face model. He's like, ah. Do the face, Anthony. Do it.
It wasn't more like a.
Yeah, oh no, don't do that. What was it?
Like a zombie. He looked like a zombie.
I'm gonna put
yeah, just put it over my
an
face.
emote right there. Yeah, that's his eyes that he does, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are filming a battle report now. Let's go do Monday night matchup. They're going to be coming back. We have a nice board behind there. And anything else? Tomorrow, nothing. We have
Tomorrow's
another
more filming.
more Monday night matchups. Then Wednesday we have 2 battle report.
Live stream.
Live stream. Thursday's a live stream, and then.
Then on Friday I get to build and paint more models.
Cool. And we have Conquest coming up. But,
Justin has all the models for that.
Yeah.
He's painting them.
This made me tired thinking about all this stuff. I was really angry.
I feel dehydrated now.
Now I feel like just going to eat in hot pot.
I do feel dehydrated.
You feel dehydrated?
Yeah, a little bit of water. Thank you. I don't know whose this is.
It's mine. All right, guys. We'll see you in a couple days. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for the input. And yeah, GW's. Listen, we love GW. We think they need to get a little bit better with what they're doing rules-wise. Besides that, nothing else, right? They're good. Their models are nice. Probably the best in the game.
It still is the best. Yes.
I don't think anybody's better than GW when it comes to models, so they're doing a great job at that. And their dice are nice. I like their dice.
Our dice are better.
Our dice are better, though. Go buy these ones. Diogo hates them, though. He rolled really bad when he came.
I roll great with them. I do.
He does. Anthony finally rolls great with dice.
I can't blame the dice anymore when I use those.
You roll really well with them. I think you should. I don't know what you did to them.
I'm buying 50.
50?
Yeah.
Cream?
Cream.
25 and 25 or 50 cream?
I'm thinking 50 cream.
Okay. I just ordered 25 of each. So I just got them, and they rolled nice.
Exactly.
I feel like this batch was the test batch. No, I'm just kidding. We'll see you guys later. Take care. Thanks for joining us. Peace.
Man, just don't click that right away.
Go
to
pre-stream.
Yes.
Okay, Anthony.
It's still going. He's on my computer.
Do an outro.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little dance.
Where's pre-stream?
Bottom left.
Oh, this.
Yes.
Okay, peace, guys.